So just some cool stuff. This boat came in the other day. We're gonna do the insulation.
Yeah, and Moses is having a pina colada there on the back.
One step closer to getting it done. Hey everyone, so welcome to another week's episode of Sailing Lady Africa. If you don't know what we're about, we bought an old catamaran in sunny South Africa and we've been at it for a year and a half now to get it to the point it is. If you want to see how much work it took to get to this stage, make sure you press the subscribe button and go to our first videos. There's also a, what do you call it?
Playlist. A
playlist. So check the playlist out and you can watch from the beginning to see how long it took us to get to where we are now. And we've literally been on it full time and working part time, and now towards the end we're starting to work a little bit more so that we can get our last little bit of money in so that we can start doing some of the finishing touches on the boat.
And hopefully soon we can be in the water and you guys can follow along on our sailing journey.
Hope you guys enjoy this episode.
That's nice. Very nice.
So just some cool stuff. This boat came in the other day. Check out that. I think 103 years old. Old school schooner. That's freaking awesome.
What's the agenda for today, mister?
We're gonna do the insulation. So insulating here, back cabin, forward cabin, that side the same. We're hopefully just trying to get everything stuck on, all our supports. I'll go buy the insulating foam, and we're using the same foam that we used for all the ceilings area, coach roof. And yeah, that's it. Get that done. 2-part fast curing epoxy so we can bond it in quick as opposed to mixing ourselves. It's going to be faster.
And we put our first pot decoration on.
That's not decoration. That's what tells us the pressure.
Yeah, we don't know if it works though.
Well, we're checking. It's telling us we've got a high pressure system. We just got to check what the news says. But I think that's way too high.
We got started by sanding down the deck to epoxy on our wood battens.
First point is sanding everything down, then we add the battens in, then put the insulation in there, and then do those vinyl covers again and stick that on top of that. So it is a heap ton of work, but if we want them to be removable, we got to do it like that. And from what I've realized on boats, I don't want anything that's fixed, because if something leaks, something goes wrong, you want to have access to it. Like that, if we ever want to add deck fittings on here, I can remove it and have access to it. And also inside the cabinets, like right over there, we're getting condensation because that's also a hole over there, so we're going to wrap that too.
Everything was sanded down and now the battens could be epoxied on.
Okay, so we've done all the framing underneath here. So you see there's the framing. We epoxied it in, and then I ran a bead of polyurethane to fill in any little fills, and that'll give a nice area for me to fill over. We also sanded the epoxy, the areas that I epoxied we sanded. And now we start putting in the foam. So this is polyethylene foam, closed cell. So good for thermal conductivity. In a later stage we'd like to add a port light somewhere here, but there's no budget for those now. They're pretty expensive, those windows. We'll definitely fit one of them in. There's the framing done. You can see the framing runs right around, and there's one of the sheets that we've already cut. They come in a big. Here's the tube outside. I mark them up over there to size, and I cut them and then fit them in. So we test fitting everything, and then we'll contact adhesive them on. I've got a nice contact adhesive that's a little bit more thermal resistant, and I know that it's good for up to, I think it's 90 degrees Celsius, so we should be good. While I do that, Simone's as usual pulling a grumpy face, busy doing editing, getting the next episode out. I think she's busy with subtitles. Check how short that list is going. We're gonna take another one off soon.
Dames, sê my wat jou naam is. My naam is Adrianus. En die wat neighbor sal weet as ek met jou klaar is.
On this foam, I cut it 10 mils oversized, so roughly about that much, half an inch, roughly, and oversized. And then there's a little bit of squeeze when she goes in. She actually sits much better like that, and seals off much better. Like there's some bolts coming through, and that is for one of the deck cleats. So I just mark it off, and we're going to cut it out. And then these panels are going to be super easy to remove, so we can access that. If anything leaks, we can see it and fix it up. And these oscillating tools, they work fantastic for doing this job. There we go, there's our cutouts. It's good to go in. That's pretty perfect if you ask me.
We sanded down any epoxy residue on the wood, and Ricky Sudaflex the gaps between the deck and the wood.
So Ricky's wearing his trunks.
What's up? It's hot. So I just take off my pants.
Put your pants back on.
Okay.
We're not sailing yet. You can do that when we're sailing.
We're gonna start gluing these puppies in with some contact adhesive.
Why didn't we do this from the beginning?
Because I didn't want to insulate everything.
Oh yeah, because we wanted to see what would happen. But
Yeah.
unfortunately we didn't predict that we were going to have
This area,
condensation.
there's no condensation there.
Yeah,
Underneath
yes,
there,
good.
nothing.
Just, yeah.
There, nothing. Right here.
All the decks, because they...
But we are getting into the single digit areas. So that's overnight. I mean, we're right by the water, so the condensation forms over here. This place gets extremely wet. So, and then starts creating problems. So there, and inside the cabinets and underneath here on the aft cabins, we're gonna do it too. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Glue all of this stuff in, get it finished, and then we're gonna do the same as what the headliner is. So we vinyl wrapped board. This was, I think, what is the name of this board?
Foamolite.
Foamolite. So we use Foamolite here. We're not going to use Foamolite again. I just feel that there's too much flex over the longer areas, although this is much shorter, so it would work fine here. But we're going to try PVC out. It's the same stuff some of the other yacht manufacturers use, and I've seen it a lot, especially with the new boat that I'm working on. I've seen it a lot on that boat, so I know for a fact that it's just that it is a better material to use.
We then got started on sticking down our foam.
So this is where we ended up.
Well, it's a good day to be working inside. Look at that wind. We can only get the Foamolite or PVC board on Friday, so we can't finish up our headline at the moment.
What's up, yo?
But we are going to do our outside shades that we have been postponing because of the wind, but now we can get to it. But I have to find VHB tape and I have no luck.
Moses helped us this Saturday in installing our window shades.
Don't have much time at hand, so first we have to understand why. Why, baby, why?
There's a screw in there, and Simone filled them all with 3M 5200 or 560. It's a little bit weaker than 5200, but it's still very, very strong. I never want these to pull out, and that's how we pre-drilled the hole there.
you calling?
Hmm?
Who are you calling?
The dog.
What's the dog's name?
Puka.
Puka.
How's that ship that's here?
It's a nice ship. That's how it looks. In the bathroom. It's not all put in yet, we're waiting for the stuff to dry. But yeah, so you see, you can still see the boat next door, you can still see everything, they just can't see you, which is cool. What's a bummer though is the windows over here in the galley. We got the thing made, but unfortunately, I don't know if there was miscommunication or whatever, but the studs were pressed onto the wrong side. So I'll have to send it back and hopefully they can fix it for us, and then we'll get down to putting it on the other side. But yeah, it's quite frustrating when you're like this close to finishing another task off the list and then this happens, but that's like been this whole boat build, so I guess we're used to it. You can just live and let learn, right? This material that we use is called Sunworker, and the edging is Sunbrella. It's the same company, just a different type of material, and hopefully this will last us a while and protect our acrylic from yellowing and UV and all those things. Reduce the heat in the cabins as well. Yeah, and Moses is having a pina colada there on the back.
Moses, how's the seat?
Good, nice.
You like the seat?
Number one.
Styling. One step closer to getting it done. Oh yes, baby. Oh yes. And hopefully next week
Move these now.
chat to the guys about the name. We got the final design already set. Do a life raft, but we decided we're going to postpone that because we want to get the boat finished first and make sure that the funds go to the essentials as opposed to all
Well, that is an essential.
yeah, but
it's just
essential
not
at
now.
the end, not now. And get the epoxy hull, the epoxy paint on the hull again, anti-fouling and engine. That's the big ones. The water maker's so close, so we'll also get that.
So we're pretty
kicked out
much
soon.
just focusing on the things that will get us in the water at the moment, and that's the epoxy and anti-fouling, name and engine, and then we can go in the water. So I must say, since we've done the insulation, it's been a lot cooler during the hot days in here and warm in the cold days, and there's absolutely no condensation anymore, so that's a big bonus. I think it's worked, and it's a lot drier in the boat too. I can feel it. And so yeah, we're just gonna wait to get the PVC board to wrap in vinyl, and then we'll put that in, and then the insulation is finished, and then we can carry on with other stuff. Subscribe below if you haven't already, and go check out our previous episodes. If you would like to support our production, you can click on any of the links in the description below. Have a good week!